So in my view, capitalism, true free markets, left unregulated by government, produce many more jobs than people to fill them. And the historical examples are many. The United States, during much of its history, to the extent that it was free, produced many more jobs than the people in America. That's why we could absorb millions and millions and millions of immigrants into this country. And this was more true in the 19th century, when our economy was freer than it is today. We absorbed a huge numbers of immigrants, both in absolute terms, but more importantly in relative terms, relative to the existing population. And those immigrants found jobs. It might have taken a little bit of time, but they all found jobs because jobs were being created. This is true in places like Hong Kong, where Hong Kong was a tiny little village. Today it's got millions of people. Somebody created those jobs, right? And immigrants came in. So why is this? Well, the fact is that under capitalism, entrepreneurs invest in new businesses. When they invest in new businesses, they need new people to come and work for them. They create the opportunity for work. As people come and work for them, they, let's say they're all farmers or they're all doing something else right now. Well, they come to work for this, then there's a vacancy somewhere else. And that needs to be filled. Immigrants come in and fill that. As these immigrants gain some experience and gain some wealth, some of them become entrepreneurs. Some of those entrepreneurs go out there and start new businesses. Those new businesses then attract new employees. So it's the entrepreneurship activity, the activity of entrepreneurship, which continuously creates new jobs and continuously demands more labor. And that is why countries like the United States, again, during its economic heyday, could grow from a population perspective very fast and maintain almost everybody under employment. It's why to this day so many people want to come into this country, because when you look at the want ads in our newspapers, there's still a lot of jobs that go unfilled because entrepreneurial activity continues. As long as entrepreneurs are allowed to go out and it's easy for them to go out and start new businesses and come up with new ideas, these jobs get created. Now, the other phenomena that happens is at the same time as that's happening, efficiency and productivity increases. That is, so why don't these companies go out of business? Because they can't find new labor, right? They're producing so much, you're creating so many opportunities for jobs and people can't fill them. What happens then? Well, what happens then is there's a huge incentive to become more efficient, to use fewer employees in order to create more stuff. And there's a continuous process of new jobs being created, just as other jobs are being made obsolete. And you're seeing this continuously. I mean, think of how many people worked on building carriages, horse-drawn carriages, right? Then there was an automobile industry. So these jobs went away and those jobs created, but automobile industry ultimately was a much more attractive industry than the carriage industry. It added so much more value to human lives and it created so many more jobs. And this is a continuous process of some job disappearing, but many, many, many more jobs being created in the process.